Hey you, it's Mo. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday. I'm going to share with you today two new eye color quads from the Soleil Neige collection. O1 Apres Ski and O2 Chalet Lust, along with the new lip blush. And since Tom Ford decided that we needed all of the new things, which I'm here for, I'm also going to share with you one of the new Shade and Illuminate Highlighting Duos. I'm going to get into the details. I'm going to share all the swatches, all the things. We need to know what all of these new goodies are all about. Yes, we're going to create a couple of looks, and yes, we're going to go into the collection and see what we have that's comparable. So, shall we hydrate and begin? Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. How are we? I'm serious. How are you? You're always welcome to comment down below. I don't mind talking. Let's start off with the packaging. Soleil Neige packaging is most always in the white packaging. This year we have white and silver. And the quads come in their little slip covers, which are white, to reveal our silver and white Tom Ford eye color quads. Oh wow, there's a show called Apres Ski. It's a TV reality show. Because I'm on here looking to see if there's like a translation for this one. Anywho, let's start off with Apres Ski. This is described as shimmering rose golds and copper tones. And then we have Chalet Lust. Soft pink, pale gold, pale pink, and silver nude. Of the two, this one is giving me the most frosty winter goddess, frostbitten kind of vibe. So we're gonna see what we can create with this. I think it's definitely fair to say one is more of a companion palette versus the other, but we'll see when we create our looks. The Soleil Neige lip blush. Previously, they came out with one of these in gold packaging. Yes, we'll get into the comparisons, but previously they had this in gold packaging. I repurchased that about 3 times now. It is so good. It's like a balm and it gives you just the most beautiful little tint on your lips. I really enjoy this. So to see that they came out with another, I'm so curious to see how this is going to look on the lips. So this is a clear lip balm with Luxe Platinum Flakes. It transforms into a sultry pink stain on contact with the skin. So this is pretty much a balm that once it's warmed up to your lips and your body temperature, it creates like your perfect pink. And you can lightly apply or you can kind of build it up and it create a little bit more intensity, but again, it's a balm. Let's talk about the new Shade and Illuminate Highlighting Duo. They came out with 4 of these. There's one shade that is in this new lineup that I believe is existing. I have to make it to a counter that has these to be able to compare because Moodlight, that is my go-to forever favorite of these Shade and Illuminate duos. But when I saw that they had new ones, because they've had these before, but I feel like they discontinued the older ones and this has like a new color story and all the things. So I'm very curious to see how this will compare to my existing favorite. Anywho, I picked this up in the shade PeachLight. And this one comes in the traditional Tom Ford packaging. The Tom Ford sleeve, which I always hold on to because, you know, it's nice to clean off your palettes. And as we're noticing the trend, the new products have the TF on the front. Shade and Illuminate Highlighting Duo sculpt and define features with 2 versatile customizable hues, each delivering 1 stroke luminosity. Infused with vitamin E, this new sensorial formula offers the payoff of a liquid highlighter with fine iridescent pearls that scatter light to optimally lift and define your facial architecture. So now that we have all of those details out of the way, I am so excited to get into these eye color quads. I think I'm going to go in with this frosty goodness. First, we'll do a couple of looks with this, and then we'll go into this one and do a couple of looks. It's Tom Ford Tuesday. You know the full face is Tom Ford. Everything I talk about today and I have used will be listed down below in the description box. So why don't we go ahead and try out the balm? I could use a little moisture on the lips. It's definitely something that doesn't look like much. but you more so see it when you apply it to your lips. So let's just try it out and see. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm gonna keep applying and see if it builds up the intensity of the pink. But that's a nice light application. That's what it looks like. It's very nourishing and very balm-like, but it doesn't feel heavy on the lips at all. It's very, very comfortable and lightweight. And as you can see, now that the balm has warmed up a little bit on the hand, that's kind of sort of what the swatch looks like. It's definitely not a swatch-worthy product. It intensifies a little bit, but that is what the lip blush looks like. Very pretty. It's like a super easy type of product that you can constantly reach for and use and always get the perfect, you know, pink lip with the perfect amount of hydration. I am very excited to try out Chalet Lust. This is very light, very frosty, but that's what it's intended for. So let me share quick live swatches with you because I know you guys are liking both the swatches in the natural light and then me sharing actual live swatches with you. But here are the shades. These are in the wet dry formula. Now these two last shades, which are the two bottom shades, they come across as like topper shades. They're not as intense as the first two. So to test my theory, I'm going to go into this bottom shade here. And I am going to actually apply that with the finger. And I'm just going to pat that all over the lid. With my number 11, I'm going into that same shade, just going once just to pick up a little bit. And I am going to build that up just a little on the inner portion. And then we're going to go back in and build up on the outer portion. This is just a light, frosty, effortless one and done. I'm not looking for anything more. I'm not looking for anything more. So that is what that looks like. It does flake off and give you a little bit of fallout. And that is definitely what I was expecting based on the texture when I was swatching them. But with a shade like this, you just apply it to the lid, do a nice little wing. And you can even use like a brown liner to keep it soft, or even like a brown eyeshadow, keep it very soft. Do your mascara and you have the most beautiful, ethereal, frosty eye look. So that was just that one shade. Now let's do a little bit more, shall we? I'm going to go in with number 11, that same one we used prior. Going into this more golden shade here. Place that on the center portion of my lid. Same brush, now going into this lightest shade here. I'm going to apply that on the beginning portion. I want a little bit more, so I am going to take my finger into the golden shade. We're just going to intensify it just a little bit. Back into this lightest shade here. And just re-intensifying the inner corner of this eye. And here is where you can see the clear difference and what I was trying to say with the bottom shades. They come across a lot lighter and more like toppers in their texture, consistency, and application versus the top two, which are giving me more of your traditional wet dry formulation, whereas they look wet and apply it just a lot more intensely, a little bit more pigmented on the lids. I am going to put some blush on really quick because my goodness, Monique, what are you doing? So here is what Chalet Lust looks like applied on the eyes. All right, Apres Ski. Let me swatch her for you. All of these swatch smoothly and are quite consistent with the wet-dry formula. Look at that shine, yes. Tom Ford number 13. I'm gonna go into the darkest shade down here, and I'm gonna use that on like the outer eye to just intensify things a bit. This is a shade that will look so pretty just all over as a one and done. So, but I just want to pack it on the outer eye so I can use a few colors in this look. And now I want to go into the shade right beside it with that same brush and pack that all over my lid. I'm going to go back into the darker shade just to retouch the outer eye. Then I'm going to go into this lightest shade here, and we'll use that to brighten the inner corner. And there we are. The thing I love so much about the wet dry formula and Tom Ford quads as a whole is you don't have to do a lot to get really beautiful, effortless, very wearable, realistic, real life looks like this. Yeah, gorgeous. Yes. Okay, let's do another. We haven't used this shade yet, so I'm going to go into that one. Same brush, that fluffy brush, which is a number 13. I'm going to apply that all over. Kind of just more so focusing on the center portion. Just building that up. Oh, sorry. Blocking your view. And just building it up even more. Switch brushes. This is a number 12. Going into the darkest shade here. This is the shade we used on the previous eye. I'm just building it up a bit. Taking a fluffy brush, the one we used previously, and just softly blending the edges. Then I'm going to go back into the lid shade with my fluffy brush, which is the number 13. And we're going to apply that on the center portion, on the beginning portion of the lid to brighten. And here are two looks using Apres Ski. These are actually quite similar with different tones. This one's like a little bit darker. This one's a little bit lighter, but same peachy, pinky, copper-esque family. All right, let's do one more look. And what I'm going to do actually is combine the two and create a look. So we're going to combine the two and create our final look. So we did 4 or 5 looks. Yeah, it's pretty good. I love being able to share as many looks as possible with you when these palettes first come out to help you decide, hey, do I want it? Do I need it? Or if you have it, here's some inspiration. Number 11, I'm going to go into the darkest shade from Apres Ski. I'm going to pack that all over the lid. I'm going to use that as our base shade. And look how easily this just applies. See how beautiful that is? It's just a one and done. So gorgeous. I'm taking the fluffy brush, there's no product, just softly blending the edges so everything's nice and smooth. The 11 brush, I'm turning it around to the more cleaner side. I'm going to go into the lighter of the two pinky peachy tones and pack that on the center portion of the lid. Just lightly patting that. Love how just these shadows look like they're wet on the lid. So gorgeous. So I'm just lightly patting. And I'm going to turn the brush over so that I can blend the two colors together. There was a shade in Chalet Lust that we did not use. I'm going to take my finger. It's this shade here. I'm going to take my finger. This one comes across as like a topper because of its texture and consistency. So that I'm lightly pressing on the lid. I just want a little touch of sparkle. Chalet Lust, lightest shade, number 14 brush, which is pencil brush. And I'm using that to brighten the eye look. Taking my Duo number 24 brush, going into this darkest shade that we used on the lid first. I'm going to apply that on the lower lash line. I'm going to do a couple coats of mascara. I'm using the new Christian Louboutin mascara. I did share a video using this if you want to see more details about it. I know it's Tom Ford Tuesday, but when it comes to mascara, it's the exception. Once I open it, I want to use it. The mascara and the liner pulled this look together so nicely, and I think this is my favorite look. Just combining the two palettes. This is yeah, I think we got a go-to. I think I have a new go-to look. This is so pretty. This is so soft and it's ethereal, it's sophisticated, it's wearable, it's day, it's night, it's whenever you feel like it. Clearly I like it, okay? So, fifth look. Not too bad. So let's finish up the look, pull it all together with the new Shade Illuminate Highlighting Duo. This gorgeousness. So pretty. I've always been a fan of these, and it's so nice to see new colors. I will say you can use these on the eyes and they look gorgeous. This is like a look right here. Put this all over. Use this on the beginning portion, you know. So what I'll do is I will do one on one side, one on the other, and then we'll mix. I'm going to start off with this one. This is a airbrush from Wayne Goss. Look at that, just melding into the skin and giving you the beautiful glow you deserve. So that was the darker one. If you're lighter in complexion, you can use these as like a bronzer, but you're going to get glow from it. So just keep that in mind. Now let's go into the lighter one. I love the way these look on the skin. Oh, yes. You're not going to get that strip of highlight. You're just going to get that beautiful lit from within glow. I'm so happy. Melds into your skin so nicely. All right, so I'm gonna mix the two and apply it. So a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little more of that, a little more of that. And let's go over here. What I love most about this is that you cannot get carried away with it. Yes. Here is the finished look. This highlight on the Shade and Illuminate Highlighting Duo is gorgeous on the skin. Yes. And I really like this eye look. All right. I am now going to do comparisons of the two new acrylic quads from the Soleil Neige collection. I'm going to save comparisons for the Shade Illuminate Duo for our next video because I also picked up the cream one of this. They came out with a new one that's cream. We're going to compare that to the existing or the older one and this to the older one. So I'll save that so we can get a little bit more into details and such. But for now, let's get into the comparisons for these two new eye quads. I can honestly say that I don't believe I have a palette that is completely comparable to Chalet Lust, but there is maybe one shade in a particular palette that I want to compare, just for comparison's sake. But it's a good thing. So, okay, hear me out. This is Soleil Neige, and that's what this color story looks like. I know it's not very comparable, but this lightest shade right here, I felt it was comparable to this lightest shade here. So let's see. Okay, so what I'll say is the one in Chalet Lust is more of a golden, frosty, super light shade. The Soleil Neige is more of a silver white frost. Okay, so we got that out the system. Let's get into the comparisons to Apres Ski, which I think I have a few that are worth comparing, so we'll see. So I pulled my nude dip. I want to compare these two top shades to Apres Ski. Let's see. Wow. I was thinking that this was comparable to this one, but you can see Apres Ski is a bit darker than nude dip. Okay. I pulled Virgin Orchid. I felt like this pinkiest, no. It's like I was looking at it in the little drawer over there. I was like, oh, that kind of, no. I now remember that that pinky tone has a beautiful shift to it. So no, I'm not even gonna waste your time. All right, this is, was this from spring or summer this year? It's got the TF on it, so it's newer. This is Naked Pink. I feel like they're similar. The layout and the color story is similar, but let's swatch and see. And this is a completely different formulation. Apres Ski is a lot darker than Naked Pink. Like, I thought that this shade was going to be comparable to this shade. It's comparable, but it's not enough to say, if you have this, you don't need that kind of thing. All right, this is the one that immediately came to mind when this first caught my eye. Soleil Neige. Look at them side by side. Right? I know. I see it too. And what's nice is these are the same formulation, the wet dry, so I feel like this is a good comparison. Or not. Wow. I honestly thought I had something. Wow. Well, that's a good thing. This Apres Ski is really showing herself and her worth. This is definitely your pinky, coppery pretties. I got one more. Let's see. Now this is Rose Prisme. It does have that lavender shade, but I still want to swatch and see. I'm curious. I got nothing, guys. Wow. I'm actually happy that I don't have something super comparable. That's a good thing. that's a really, really, really good thing. Okay. In all honesty, when it comes to the previous lip blush, just because I've had it so many times and I use it quite consistently, by using the new one in the silver packaging, it feels like it's just that. Different packaging, same product, different color flakes, different color packaging, but the exact same product. So if you're curious, I'd like to show them to you side by side. To be fair, I use my lip blush, so it's not like perfect and nice like the new one. But this one, I'm pretty much down to there on that one. But there they are side by side. So this one has gold flakes in it, this one has silver. They pretty much do the same thing. You can still get the gold one, which is nice. And I mean, it's not something I go through super, super fast, but in a year, I'll probably buy 2. So that's kind of where I'm at with those. But I'm very confident in saying that these are pretty much the same product, just different packaging, different color flakes. So that's the lip blush. Let's talk about the 2 new eye color quads from the Soleil Neige collection. Let's talk about Chalet Lust. This is a palette you can use all on its own, but I think this is definitely going to be more of a add-on palette, something you use with another eyeshadow palette to really get more use out of it. The 2 top shades perform like a wet dry formula, very creamy, very wet like on the lids, very smooth, no fallout. The bottom shades, they're more like toppers. I got a little fallout. They scattered a bit, the glitter particles, but you can always just do your eye makeup first and then it's not a big deal. But it's not a big deal regardless because you can always clean it up. Anywho, that's Chalet Lust. Now, Apres Ski. This is a very pretty color story. This is a type of color story that you'll really enjoy, the soft and pretty looks, the day looks, the night looks, the whatever looks. All 4 shades are of that wet dry formulation, that smooth, that no fallout, just intensity where you want it, pack it on, build it up, blends beautifully. It does the work for you and it looks beautiful on the lids. Of the 2, I prefer this one. Yes, but I think you saw that coming. And I will say, of the comparisons, I'm actually really happy that I didn't have true, super dupable, close colors in the Tom Ford collection, in the Tom Ford range. I'm not saying that there's not, but just from what I have, which I like to think I have a good amount to compare to, yeah, I'm happy about that. So overall, this is a beautiful collection. Of the 2, I prefer Apres Ski over Chalet Lust, but Chalet Lust is a palette that's a time and place for. But not to say that you cannot create beautiful looks with this or use this as a companion palette. Let's not make her feel left out. Let me know what you guys think about these new products from Tom Ford. Comment down below. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Please don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.